Terrell Davis. What's up, man?
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, bro?
How's it going?
Man, I'm great. Come on, man. I'm at the Super Bowl. I'm down. Hey, I'm at what they got? Ground Zero, I guess you want to call this.
Yeah, why not?
The mecca of sports media for the week. There
Exactly, man. It's always good to come back and look up in the rafters and see.
Good memories, man.
The banner's somewhere down there. Super Bowl 32.
Super Bowl 32, man, MVP.
Way down there, man. So, yeah. I came here in not here, but wherever the Super Bowl was, in 1996.
Right.
And we had just lost to Jacksonville in the divisional round. And I had to come down to check it out because I told myself I'm not going to go until we win the Super Bowl. But I said, let me just go down. I think it was in New Orleans. I'm not sure.
Yeah, 96, yeah.
96, that's where it was?
Packers and Patriots.
Yeah. So I wanted to go down and I wanted to take it all in to see what it was all about. And, man, I remember thinking to myself, man, I'm not coming back. I will vow I will not come back until I play in that game.
And then a year later.
Yeah, a year later we end up playing it. And it's just the reminder of the magnitude of this game, man. When you come here, you feel how major this thing is, right? This is very significant.
Yeah. So
right?
One of my favorite memories, though, of watching the NFL films of that Super Bowl is you on the sidelines going to Mike Shanahan, like, I can't see. I got a migraine.
Yeah.
You had to deal with migraines your whole career. How did you overcome that day and then beyond that moment?
I've dealt with those since I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
And back then I didn't have any medicine. There was nothing I could take. And I couldn't tell my coaches when I was growing up. I remember feeling embarrassed about telling my coach I had a headache.
Yeah.
So I would play in games.
Coaches, how they act.
Yeah. I mean, it was just weird. I don't know why I was afraid to tell somebody I was going through it. But back then I would have to play through a full game where my vision wasn't there, and then I would have to play with the headaches. And so I had some experience with that. So when it happened in Super Bowl 32, first of all, I couldn't believe it was happening because I can't see. I'm like, this is just the wrong damn time.
Yeah.
This is just not good. But fortunately, with the hour halftime show and then the medication that I was taking, gave me a chance to return. And then I was grateful for that. But I had to miss the second quarter,
right?
Because I couldn't see anything.
I want to come back to that, but you mentioned your health, and we're talking to Terrell Davis, and you're here to talk about something. I know this doesn't pertain to you, but you want to bring awareness to it. Tardive dyskinesia.
Yeah.
It's a chronic movement disorder that can cause repetitive and uncontrollable movements in the face, hands, feet, and torso and impact a person's ability to eat, talk, and walk. Now, again, this isn't something that you have, but because of your health issues, you've partnered with them and you're looking to help make a change and bring awareness to this?
I have, man, because I've dealt with my own mental health and chronic conditions, man. And I was actually, one of the treatment options for me was to take prescription mental health medications. And so I put myself in the shoes of those who are taking that medication and they're experiencing some of these symptoms. And so that's when it really drives home to me. But bigger than that, man, I'm just a health advocate overall, man. I try to encourage people to work out, work on their not only the outside of their bodies, but work on their mentals and to work on their organs, man, in terms of just the way you eat, man. Just go get checked. Just help yourself, and let's help ourselves. We have a lot to deal with in life, and our bodies are going to be put through a lot. And so just trying to do our parts to be aware of what's happening, and we all owe it to our families that we do the best we can to be healthy.
It's Terrell Davis talking about tardive dyskinesia.
Yeah, it's called tardive dyskinesia.
Dyskinesia.
Trust me, man. I've been trying to say that word for a long time.
Tardive dyskinesia, theothertd.com, and you can find out more there about how you can help and get involved with spreading awareness for this. So going back to your career, and we're talking Super Bowl 32. I mean, when you're in the heart of that 2,000-yard season, you had a 15 touchdown year and then 21 the year after. I mean, it was a huge match. I mean, it defined an era of football, I thought, in the run game. I think a lot of people feel that way. Were you aware of the magnitude of that when you're in the heart of that, or is that something you look back on?
No, it's more look. It's like right now.
Yeah.
I look at some of the stuff that happened.
It's
and
wild,
I'm
right?
I'm like, damn, I did that. This dude did that. What?
Yeah.
I mean, because people don't really know my story, man. My story is wild in terms of. So I played. This is just a snippet. I played high school football I started playing as a junior. I didn't play in my freshman or sophomore year.
Right.
I quit football. I was playing nose guard.
You were?
In 11th grade.
Wow.
I was bad, though. I was like Warren Sapp, man. I was killing folks. I I'm 100, but I'm 109. I'm just saying, I'm 190 pounds playing nose guard. So I did that for my junior year, and then my senior year, I finally got a chance to. I played nose guard and fullback.
Right.
And then I didn't, so anyway, I didn't get any scholarships, no colleges, and the only college that had an interest was a college called Long Beach State.
Yeah.
And George Allen, the Pro Football Hall of Fame coach, well, that was his first year there, and my brother was at Long Beach State, but his last name is Webb. So no one knew that I had a brother there, and so I decided to go to Long Beach State. That was really the only offer I had, and the offer was if you come here and work hard, you might earn a scholarship. That was my offer.
A chance to earn one. Yeah.
Chance to earn one. I took them up on that. I went to Long Beach State, end up earning a scholarship. I beat out a bunch of juniors and seniors, man, over that 2-year span. We lose our coach, George Allen. He passes away after my freshman year.
Right.
And a year later, after I went through one season, played in 5 games, severely sprained both of my ankles. The season was canceled. Not season was canceled. The program was canceled. Bam.
Oh, wow.
No football program at Long Beach State. So now I have nowhere to go. No one's going to, pick up a guy who's got 250 yards rushing in my entire career in college. But all of a sudden, Georgia comes out of nowhere, man.
Right.
And Georgia, for whatever reason, they saw enough in that small tape to offer me a scholarship.
No, it's incredible. And then you get drafted by the Denver Broncos. Yeah. And one of my favorite moments, you tell it in your football life, is you play a preseason game in Tokyo, I believe.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get playing time, and you make a play on special teams, and that's how Mike Shanahan noticed you and put you in the starting rotation as far as running back. Do you feel guys get that opportunity as much nowadays where there's less preseason games? Like, you got a fantastic opportunity with doing special teams in the preseason. And then
put something on tape, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He puts it on tape. Do you think a lot of guys get that opportunity these days, no? With now we're going from 3 games to maybe 2?
Well, first of all, I quit before I played in that game in Tokyo.
Oh, did you?
I was trying to come home. I was trying to book a flight out of there, and I realized I couldn't do it. My Japanese was terrible, so I couldn't communicate.
Right.
So I was like, hey man, I'm going to this game just to go to the game. But when I get home to Denver, I'm done. They were gonna cut me anyway. I was terrible.
Weren't you eating hot dogs on the sideline too before that play?
That was the play. That's why I was chilling. I was done.
Yeah.
I had front row seat to a game, man. I was basically spectator, eating my hot dogs. I'm like, yeah, this is good. And then they called me into the game, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, what? Out of nowhere.
Right.
But then when I got to the game, the reality hit me hard, fast. It was like, dude, you are in an NFL game.
Right.
And that's when I said, I got to go make a play. I got to go down there and make that play. I ran down the field as hard as I could, made that tackle, bam. Got excited, jumped up, hopping around. Everybody was excited. Went to the sideline. Man, I'm throwing up hot dogs everywhere. It's coming out of my nose. And that's on turf. That ain't no grass.
Yeah.
So it was a big, nasty hot dogs on our thing. But and then after that, they were like, all right, man, put him in the game at running back. Let's see what he can do.
Right.
And then every chance I got, I started just taking advantage of every situation. And then, man, by the time we started our first game, I was a starter. I was the starter against the Buffalo Bills opening day.
Nice. Here's Terrell Davis. So I'm wondering, you played for Mike Shanahan. We all talk about Kyle running effectively the same zone run scheme. You ever see a play? You ever see a snap and you go, damn, I ran that play, right? I know that system, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is it a carbon copy?
It's not.
How close is it?
It's close, but, it's changed. It's changed, and Kyle has really added his own touch to plays, where they're doing really creative things. So it's certainly evolved. We had a real, I wouldn't say basic. Mike was the genius, right? He was creating things and matchups. And really, I always felt that we had won a lot of our games before we ever played them. And I tell people that. I'm like, dude, I feel like the preparation we've had when we practice things and we go into a game, and it's exactly what they had taught us. And it's like, all right, don't worry about it. When this happens, this is what he's going to do. He's going to react in this way when that happens. So that is coaching. And so when you see your coaches putting you in a position to succeed like that, man, the confidence level goes up. And then the players just are, damn, we're allowed to go play and not think. And that's what, in my opinion, gave us just an added advantage when we face a lot of teams.
I think Steve Young told us the same thing ahead of the Super Bowl in '94. He said, oh, no, Mike told us exactly what was going to happen and how much we were going to win by. how many plays were going to score touchdowns. He knew.
He's always prepared.
He knew it, exactly.
The best. And he made you feel like he would always say this, and I use this now. He always say, man, like, before we go out, and he wasn't a talker. He wasn't no guy give you all these, long speeches. He'd be like, man, if you don't beat this team by 40, you should be embarrassed. That's how, man.
Yeah.
That was his mentality.
Right.
Guys, if you don't beat them by 40, you should be embarrassed.
Yeah.
so you're like, yeah, man, we got to go smack them.
Yeah.
As you guys did. Just wrapping up with Terrell Davis here at Radio Row. Who's your favorite running back to watch today playing the game?
I like a lot of them, man. I still like Derrick Henry's fun to watch.
Yeah,
He's just got that old school, big rumbling mentality there. Jahmyr Gibbs, I've loved, kind of watched him, love his style. Christian McCaffrey's one that I obviously watched, known him growing up. Saquon, the last 2 years has been really fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but backs are, to me, are like artists. They're like, they're like rappers, man. Like you kind of watch they all have different styles.
It's a million different ways to succeed at the job. Right?
It is, and backs are different depending on what the team wants. You can get it back for that,
right?
Yeah.
I try to find that person. People ask me, "Have you seen anybody that runs like you?" And I've been looking for that guy, and I just haven't seen anybody that runs like me. But it's not that I was so good. It's just my running style was weird because I was a lineman. Like I'm a football player.
You're a nose tackle.
I'm a nose tackle.
Yeah.
So I'm a football player. I run different.
It's in your DNA,
I don't have grace. I'm not a guy that just I'm not the typical. I don't have the typical running back style. I guess,
Well, Terrell Davis, the voice you hear, the Hall of Famer, dude, it's a pleasure to have you. I mean, the 98 team was really like one of the first years I was obsessed with football. Loved you, loved Elway, loved Ed McCaffrey.
Yep.
In the playoffs, I remember the Niners were going up against the Falcons, and I said, Mom, if the Niners go against the Broncos, who do I root for? She said, you root for the Niners. Didn't have that problem. I got to root for the Broncos. So, pleasure having you, man, and we will check out, of course, theothertd.com.
Appreciate it.
Check out how we
Thanks,
can
Terrell.
Terrell Davis, the Hall of Famer. More to come from Radio Row here. Former Niner tight end Delaney Walker, tight end / fullback,
Nice.
going to join us next here on Radio Row. Dirty Work rolls on the Sports Leader.